Hey, welcome back. This is Clint back from Hillbilly, Hippie, Honeybees. And this evening, just real quick, I had a few minutes after work. I wanted to come down and check out the splits that we did with the double screen boards, just to show you all and see what's going on with them and to give you a quick update on them. Shouldn't be too long of a video unless we get in there and get into a mess like I did at the yard behind my house last night and earlier before I come down here. There was queen cells everywhere. I started making splits all over the place, and wished I would have had the camera out just to show you all that, but I didn't. But it was pretty phenomenal, actually. So just to give you a quick explanation on what happened, we had the mother colony that we put the double screen board in down there. Of course, she was still laying in the bottom where she was at in all of them, but up top we had like 3 frames each with 4 to 5 queen cells on them, and they were nice queen cells. So I just tried to make as many splits as I could with those, and then left enough for them to be able to continue on up there as well. So we'll see what happens down there. We'll give you an update on that in the next few days as well. This weekend here in West Virginia, it's supposed to rain all weekend long, and then we're supposed to dip down a little bit, I do believe, with down in the 30s one night, frost one morning. So everybody just be praying that one, that it doesn't kill off all the nectar flow, and 2, that all the splits that everybody has done to try to get their bees back up, their population back up, doesn't end up becoming a bunch of dead outs because of the cold. So we will probably try to wrap, especially the 4 and 5 frame nukes, and I actually got a 2 frame nuke down there that I'll definitely probably wrap them up a little bit on those nights and give them a little bit more warmth. So good thing about it, most of them are sitting either on or right beside the mother hive, so they're gonna get some of that heat as well. So all right, let's stick around, watch as I get into these, and we'll see what we got in here. Hey, I'd like to break in here real quick and ask you to like and subscribe to our channel. We are almost to 1,000 subscribers, and boy, we would love to break that 1,000 subscriber mark and get to that. So there's a lot of you we see that watched our content but haven't subscribed yet. We would love for you to, and help us reach that goal. Thank you all. God bless you. All right, so let's get in here and see what we got on these double screen board splits real quick. A lot of times people will show you how to do this, but then they don't do a lot of follow-up. So you're going to see this just as we go into it, because we do want to show you the good and the bad and the ugly here. And sometimes it does get ugly. So we will see. Population's a little low in this, which is expected. Workforce is still out. Matter of fact, you'll probably hear them hitting the back of the camera as I'm doing this, because as I was setting the camera up, they were hitting me in the back of the head, like, get out of my way. It's one thing about bees, they don't care who's in their flight pattern. They're just going to continue to get through them and see. So again, this won't take too long. I just want to get in here and see what the swarm cell situation looks like, or maybe it has been, let's see, what date was that, guys? That was on, what, the 10th maybe, I think it was, or the 6th. I'll have to look back at that and post that in there real quick. But they're packing it out, of course. There's lots of pollen in that, which is good for, let's just say, when the queen gets mated, born and mated. And then again, if we get in here and we don't see anything, guess what we can do? We can add these right back to one of the colonies, or throw another queen in there. Oh yes sir. So if you'll look right here, queen cell and has been chewed out. So up here as well. So that means that we've got at least some success on the, just checking this other side to see if maybe I could see her. She'll probably be real small. She probably won't be real big, but again, we do just want to make sure that we can see her or not. I just want to check real quick, and that's a good sign though. Good sign that those are chewed out. Well, there's actually 1, 2, 3, 4 on this frame side here alone that have either been chewed out. Yep. So that's a good sign. Let me get into this here. Just real quick. I don't want to be in here too long. Ow. That was my fault, girl, not yours. So one day I got blessed enough to see something really cool happen. I was in the yard behind my house, and I was literally just sitting there and watching the bees go in and out, and it was around this time of the year, and I didn't know what it was at the time because I'd never seen it before, right? But I did talk to some folk, and what I saw this big old mess of bees. I'm talking a big old mess. It looked like a big old, I don't know, you had one bee coming in and then a bunch of them following it, and it was the queen coming back off her mating flight, is what I was told. So if you all think that's what it was, let me know, because I'm telling you, it was like one bee and about 6,000, wasn't 6,000, but there was a bunch of them following her, and it was mostly drones. So I would say that's what it was, looking back on now. So at least we know she's hatched out here. We'll put her back together. Yes, I'm putting this on upside down. Don't yell at me. Why am I doing that? Because for some reason these want to go into the front entrance out there. So let's put the date on. Yes, 4/10 is whenever they. So she has hatched. So we're going to do this. We'll go right 4. Today's the 17th, and hatched. That way we know that at least she's hatched on this day, and then we'll come back down, and after this cold weather goes through and everything, we will check her out and see if anything's going on. But may take a couple of days just because of the weather that's coming up. May even take up to a week or so to get her mated. But again, weather is an issue right now for us. So let's look at this one over here. That way we can see if we got the same success there. Some of you did ask for the dimensions and everything on the double screen boards we were using, and I will put them at the end of this video. Okay, so let's get into this old girl, and hopefully we got the same success in here as we had over there. At least we know they're hatched, so that's a good sign. Always look at this bottom just to make sure, especially now that this could be virgin queen territory. You don't want to crush her after spending all that time to help get her here, right? So we'll go through this and check it out. So what's the weather been like in your all's area? Like I said, it's April 17th here. The weather hasn't been, I mean, it's been nice up to this point, but they're talking that we're going to get down into the teens, 20s and teens in areas of West Virginia here after the weekend. The weekend is supposed to rain, 75% chance of rain the rest of the week. I'm not pulling that one out because that one's all honey. And that one's nothing but bee bread and honey. Yeah, it sucks getting old. I can't see far off, so I got to wear my glasses, right? But I can't see close up with my glasses on. I got to have them off, but I forgot and took them off, and I don't want to switch, so I am just going to tough it out and make do. So as you can see with this one especially, all the bee bread that's in there that they're packing away, getting ready for new mama, we hope. Again, these were some swarms that we caught last year, last and so they seem to have been doing it. Oh, same thing here. So if you look real close, you got it chewed out, and that's really all we need to see for now, is that they did successfully get out of there. I'm just trying to see if maybe I could see her. Show you that. Yeah, there's another one. There's one, two more there that have hatched or been chewed out. Usually how you can tell the difference between a hatched and chewed out. Chewed out will be chewed out on the sides, and the hatched will be, the bottom will be knocked off. So right there, that one right there is probably what hatched. There's that one right there, because that one's been chewed out. That one's come off the bottom. If you look at the bottom of that, so everything is looking good. Or could have came out of that one right there. One or the other. They could have came out together and duked it out a little bit. It's the funny thing about this beekeeping thing, is you never really know. You just kind of, you're the stewards that, and trying to take care of them for God. So I am not even going to deal anything more with this. What we have wanted to happen has happened, or the first half has happened. And now what we want to do is we just want to give her time and come back and see if she was mated and see if she started laying. Probably do that sometime next week. We'll probably do it before we go pick up the bees next Saturday, because next Saturday we're supposed to go up to Greg Burns's and pick up bees off of him, because that's going to be part of our getting back into getting our numbers back up, buying some off of him, because we wanted some of his genetics here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to write queen hatched, and today is the 17th. That way we'll know when to come back. So all right, I need another brick someplace. What I usually do is I lay a brick over top of it like that, and then I stick one there that way. So how do you do it? Tell me how you take your notes. We do write them down too, from time to time. We try to anyway. So okay, so remember this one, we ended up moving the queen over here, since there was already queen cells here, to make her feel like that she had swarmed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look through here real quick just to see if the same thing has happened here, you know, that they have at least hatched. And then I will quickly look through the green one over here just to see, make sure that she stayed. That way if we have to maybe combine or something, we can do that. So let's get with that one here. Okay, so this one will be a quickie. This one is just, I think this is either a 2-framer or a 3-framer. Doesn't really matter. But it shouldn't be too, I think it's too long to get through this. I taped that daggone thing down because I didn't want the wind to blow it off. So, oh, it is just a 2-framer. So it won't take but a second. We do sometimes do a lot, just these are, when you got a 2-framer, it's kind of like you go, oh yeah, same thing. It's kind of like a mating nuke. Queen Castle, whatever you want to call them. So they're acting weird. I hope that doesn't just mean that they are queenless. Nope. Same thing here. So she did hatch, chewed out. So we may end up having to give these a few more bees, but there is a bunch of bees down in the bottom there, so I'm not too worried about it. So again, this one good. And I tell you what, since it's so late in the evening, I don't think I'm going to check this one down here. I think I'm going to trust God on this one, and I'm going to let him, they're his, we're just stewards. And I think I'm just going to leave it alone, and I'll tell you why. Because their flight patterns are coming in right now from it being out in the field, and they all seem to be pretty good tempered right now. And I'm just going to trust that 3 out of the 4 we looked at were good, and that when we get into these, it'll look exactly the same. But I am going to get into that colony over there, because I do want to make sure that it is exactly what we want it to be. All right, so let's go over there and work on that one real quick. Alrighty, so yeah, queen right, 410. That's how we know that she was in here, and looks like we got a good population of these critters. Again, I always check the top of the lid. I want to make sure that the queen's not up there, because I have screwed up before. Has anybody else ever done that? Smashed a queen? So you can see right here, this is drone comb. See how much bigger it is than the regular comb. So we will probably, likely, possibly call that out, because we got enough drones flying around here. And these are acting a little weird, but it could be because of the time of the day. So we will, yep, she's in here somewhere, because there's a lot of day-old eggs in here. So she's not flown the coop, because in the last 3 days she's laid. And you got the eggs, and let's see what's in these next one. I got a yellow spider climbing up my hand. Can anybody see her? If you find her before I do, let me know. Usually I find them pretty quick, but oh, there she is. Can you see her? I'll let you see if you can find her before I point her out. She's right there. So that's all we need to see, that, and she is laying good, so should not be worried about this one. She will do well. So looks like pretty good success down here with all these. Now what we got to do is we just got to wait and see if the ones that have hatched get mated. And again, we need to be praying about that, because we are going to hive beetle. We are got some nasty weather coming Monday and Tuesday, and then, like I said, even nasty cold wise, and then we've got rain tomorrow and Sunday. So that's why I wanted to get in these and make sure that they were where they were. And all I'm going to do on this one is just change this 0 to a 7, kind of a 7, and that's it. So I got a little bit of cleanup to do down here, and we will like I say, get back into them likely sometime this week, just to make sure. Then that way, if we need to buy any queens from Greg, we can buy those and bring them home too. So that's what we are going to do. All right, well, thank you guys for joining us, and I've got one more we'll get into over here. It's the horizontal hive that we finally got it to make through the winter. And then I've got, like I said, a little bit of cleanup, then we're done. So thank you for joining us today. We ask you to like and subscribe to our channel, and that way we can continue on with this. We have a lot of fun, and we like to teach folks, and that's all it's about anyway, right? We all should be teaching each other and helping each other out, and we learn a lot from y'all too. So thank you. God bless each of you, and we'll talk to you on the next round. Just as I said I'd do, I'm not going to draw it out for you, but just so you can see, the double screen board is the same dimensions as far as the a whatever you've got, whether it's a 10 frame or an 8 frame, just make them to that. And this one is roughly an inch thick, with double screen on each side. Of course, you got a screen here and a screen here, so that their tongues can't meet each other. And then the entrance on this thing is just about 2 inches. Like I'll show you out here on the hive here in just a second. We like the red ones a little bit better that we have. They've got, like, they're just a little bit longer on the front, maybe an inch and a half, 2 inches, and it just gives them a little bit of a landing strip whenever they're coming in. But they're pretty easy to make. You know, just frame me up something, put it in there. I've seen people put boards in the middle to give them a little bit more strength, but we've not had any issues out of these. So if you look real close at this double screen board, it's a little bit longer than an actual length of a box, and the cutout is right here, and that's just so that the bees can have a little bit of a landing pad. And then if you look at this one over here, it is not, it's level, so they don't have a landing pad. So that's the difference in what we have. I think over here we have the same thing. It doesn't have a landing pad, but they're able to go in and out. And then of course this one here, it just is stuck out a little bit. And again, it's just cut out to where they've got enough room to go in and out of. Look there at that little girl. She's sitting there looking at me. That's what our double screen boards are. No need to go out and buy any. This right here works just fine.